Staffing is above, underneath this, you got to understand it's a mechanical room that services both pools. That's the other thing we combined. Instead of having two separate mechanical rooms, we combine them into one to save some money. But there's an actual elevated lifeguard station up there. And if this is ground zero, if this is zero in elevation, this lifeguard station is going to be somewhere around 8 foot 9 inches above deck. Or approximately about 3.5 feet above this ramp that goes across it. So they'll be able to have an elevated viewpoint for control. And then we got quick stairs down on both sides so that they can have access right down to the decks. So that was a great improvement we did. We have the entrance, this is zero depth entry into this, or you could take stairs as an entrance or as an exit, with the two corrals in between that. We're going to keep that a lot more natural looking, so it won't look like different things. We'll do some landscaping around that. But entering the lazy river, you've got two courses to choose from, go around, and then as you saw, if this doesn't look familiar, it was because it was up in this corner, but now we have that slide that goes through the rocks and enters into a plunge pool. And this big enough for an inner tube to go down on that so that you can go on the lazy river. That explains that. And then this is that family children's pool. Has zero depth entry around this. We didn't have time to sketch it up here, but we're going to put shade elements.
On the site plan.
Is it on the site plan? Where do you have it? Let's see it.
I have a shade structure here. And one out on the island.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll get that down here, and then that's out on the city island. There will be some shade on that as well. And then built into these rocks is a family slide, and then two individual slides. And then there will be water, shallow water here and shallow water here, and then you can exit into this water here in the children's family pool. Also, we have ramps coming out from this side, and then this is all the background is all rock. So that, then we got actually the rock comes out. So as you go through this little, it's not very long, but it's a little tunnel that you go through. So you don't see any water drop features. I mean, one of the things that the task force has been consistent on is we don't want the bright, colorful water spray features, so they're all hidden within the rocks. You won't even see them, and if they're not running, you won't even know they're there. So those are all concealed within that. We did the same here with doing actually a rock formation that's going to spray water. This will be non-flammable. In between these two, there'll be a children's tunnel that connects them. So that's all built into that natural rock cleaning that we have for the project. Yeah. Okay. Beyond the deck is a zero elevation. Once you get to this landing here, you're at 2 foot 3 inches above. Once you get up to this level, you're at 4 foot 6. And then it also comes up from 0 to 4 foot 6 from this side. So none of this is more than that landing. None of it is more than 4 foot 6 in elevation here. When we're coming up this bridge that goes over, that gets up to 4 foot 3, and it comes back down to this deck elevation, which is 3 foot 3. This island is 3 foot 3 above this deck. So it's elevated up too, so that we can see what's going on for staff control. Then we go up these stairs to a platform that's 12 feet to go down that water slide and come out of that plunge area. So that's the highest element that we have. And again, this lifeguard station, which is actually on the roof of the mechanical room, is 8 feet above grade. Okay. All right, now this is a multi-purpose pool. And basically this is cutting through the rock so that you can see see the mechanical room, storage room, mechanical room, pump pit, and another pump room down here. But it will all be encased in this natural rock all the way around. You want to know their rooms. All the services from the back side. On that plan, if you look close, maybe you can mark down that service door that goes back to all the mechanical rooms. And we also, you won't see it, but there's a pervious zone in which is the sidewall maintenance want to get a vehicle all the way around to service any part inside the fence. There's a path to do that, but you won't see any concrete for that. It will be a pervious service road. Getting into some of the details, we do show a ramp going into the pool as well as walk-out stairs. So here's your 6-lane by 25-yard pool there. And then transitions, this is going to be 3'6" at this end. That's your shallow in your pool. By code, shallow in the pool cannot exceed 3'6" in depth, nor can it be less than 3 feet. So 3'6" is preferred. It goes down to roughly about 5 feet. In this area, there'll be a gradual slope of 5.5 feet once you get to this transition area. And then the water here goes from 5 on down to 10 feet in depth in this area here. We have some swim out stairs shown on here so that if you come off the diving board, which is going to be roughly 1 meter height, which is about 40 inches, then we have a 2-meter high jump platform and a 3-meter high, which is roughly 10 feet above that. So you got a 1, 2, and 3 meter. This is a springboard. These two are stationary platforms. Okay, no spring on those. So that when you go in, you can swim over to the swim out stairs, or you can swim over to ladders that recess steps to the walls. And then coming out around, we moved. I know that on that concept after the design shred, we had the 1-meter board over here and the climbing wall over here. When we start getting into the, putting rock around it, it didn't make sense. We had rock formations here, we had rock formations here, and that blocked the view for guards and staff. So we put all the elements that are going to be in rock all on one side, and took that springboard, which really doesn't want rock around it, and put that over on this side. So this was, if you're looking on this side, it looks like more of your traditional pool, but all that rock's in the background again as you go in. And then we have access steps all the way up to that area. In elevation, again, if the deck is 0, by the time you get to this platform, you're at about 6 feet off the deck. And when you get up to here, you're at almost 10 feet up in this area.